if you're Duckdom? Well, we know that Duckdom is insanely good at laning, you know? Second highest duo kills, as you mentioned in those stats we saw earlier. And that's where, you know, Duckdom's bread is buttered, is in the lane. Getting those early kills, then leading that into turret plates in the bottom lane, and then sometimes even turret plates in the top lane.
Sure. Tristana a little bit
almost
so.
impossible, right?
The peel, again, we kind of saw this in our first series where, you know, Gragas can actually peel really nicely if you get really tanky from Doran. And, you know, we'll have to wait and see what Rich can do on that Aatrox. That's kind of the question mark for me, especially when it comes to the team fights, as we are heading back onto the Rift here.
Peanut,
this is
here.
Really crazy fight over this Scuttle Crab at this point in time. It's level 6 to 5 in terms of the junglers. But as you mentioned, all the support's coming up here. And we have, okay, a forced fight trying to get on top of Rich. He will try to flash away. In goes Kellen, trying to create a ruckus on the backside. Gets a nice 3-man knock-up. And that is a huge sweep coming in from the side of Bay. And nobody on the side of Bro is able to get even a single kill.
They're not even anywhere close, you know, they're not able to get in there and do that damage. The Emperor's Divide, the ward being cleared so that they have enough time to come over here. Well, do they? That's the question. Actually, the bot lane is going to push the turret instead. Looks like they're just going to give this up, which they did not, because as you mentioned, Peanut wasn't close enough, but it's been simple otherwise. Here we go.
All right, looking
gonna
for the
commit now.
proactive play this time around. He flashes over the choppers. Kellen's actually taking a lot of damage from that turret. It takes them so long to kill that guy. And at the end of the day, Hoya tries to be the savior, but actually he just gives another kill to Duckdom. And at this point, there's not really much that Bro can do to stop this, just because, you know, they're pretty pushed in the bottom lane, in the mid lane as well. So you have no prio over this objective, and that one will go over to Gnome.
Not to mention,
I think Hoya's going to have to find a different method to make that actually work.
Umpty, look at how far behind he is. He's level 10. He's just getting chipped away so much early on in this fight.
Peanut can potentially just come on in here and steal it. He's got the much better smite. We'll see if he can get it done as, yep, it's just going to go straight into the pockets of him as a big sweep comes in. Finds Henna in the front line, but Bay is immediately going to go down. Maybe he went a little bit too deep himself as Delight survives for an incredibly long amount of time. But it just feels like Gnomeshin maybe a little bit too far ahead for Bro to handle them in this team fight. And so while it looked a little bit dicey there, Victor was getting some insane damage down. It's still a 1-for-1, and Gnomeshin got the
jury. This comp could not be more straightforward.
Yep, pretty much, as Kellen is going to have to go unbreakable.
Ult for an ult here.
Yeah. Ragnarok comes in. Rich has got a really nice flank angle, actually. They're looking to turn onto him, but he's so tanky at this point in time that they really just don't have the damage, and Hoya wasn't even here. That's just going to be 2 free kills now for Gnomeshin, as that should be Baron as well.
Yeah, definitely going to be Baron here. Rich doesn't have to teleport. It's just a really nice flank. Hoya didn't have teleport, so it took him a lot longer because he had to clean up that bot lane before coming over. They also have that control ward next to the Wolf Pit, so I think that's where they spotted how far away Hoya was. And they just know this is a fight where Rich can flank without being under any threats, and his Sterox is going to give him so much shielding he deserves, I feel. I mean, I think part of that is because Nongshim is a 6-11 team in the LCK, but Duckdom is an individual player. I mean, I think he can go with the best of the AD carries. I personally think he's like top 3 in terms of his laning, but mechanically he's very good. Kellen going in.
Yeah, here we go. The Ragnarok is popped as Rich. There are a lot of Grievous wounds, but it doesn't seem to matter as he's just taking names. Peanut going to finish that one off, and that's all the front line that Duckdom needed. That's a big task, and he will finally go down as Hoya able to at least get him back in there before he does go down.
So, yeah, in the final moments.
Really like the spread, right? All 5 members kind of in a line. They send Duckdom up to the top side. They can use his range to take out those last remaining buildings. That is a massive engage from Kellen. Should be the nail in the coffin as they take down that Olaf. Henna is the one guy that can maybe get this one going. Lava's still alive as well up there on the top side, but the engage is just too good. The Tristana is going to die, and that is going to be the end of game number 1. Nongshim, a very straightforward, clean game. As you can tell, they really want to hold on tight to that last playoff spot.
Down. But, yeah, I thought it was a really good game from Kellen, and he really empowered Duckdom. Also, Bay, on this Azir, in those first 2 skirmishes, exactly where he needed to be. 2 great Emperor's Divides. And once again, Rich up there in damage. It's been a day of top laners dominating damage tonight. He's not number 1 in this case, but very, very high damage. Could have been Flex, but we'll see Kai'Sa here. And this means we might just see, you know, even a Tristana works here. The Xayah, more traditional response. Don't know about this Kalista pick, though, in a very front-to-back team fight-oriented composition with Graves on Peanut. You don't have a lot of range with this one. Yeah, I'd even rather like the Draven more. And
you know, it makes the early game for Kai'Sa not very fun, as does Tristana at many points in the laning phase. So Tristana is the very obvious choice that you're expecting here. Well, we'll have to wait and see how this early game does go before we call anything here, as we are going to hop onto the Rift, game number 2. This time Fred Brion on blue commentator at the moment. So that's just the word from production. Yeah, but it's great because not a lot of documentaries have happened at night. By the way, it looks like it's nighttime over here. Peanut going to sneak out and snatch that away.
Speaking of which, he's not going to have it here for a few seconds, but he will have it when they decide to come and contest. I don't think he should fly like this.
Nope. Okay, threw up an emote, though.
Mark ping instantly as soon as he backed from Hoya.
Ooh, this is actually enough damage.
Wow!
There you go. The Gale Force gets the assist to Peanut, and that's just a straight-up kill.
Peanut is significantly ahead. Kellen.
Oh, that's a really nice alley-oop. It's like, okay, let's force Henna to use his ultimate. We're going to have a ton of damage come out here from Duckdom. He actually had another hop, potentially, after the explosion. But
they have to send Umpty down here to deal with this. Peanut is here to catch it.
Oh, boy. This is just going to be so much damage. Thankfully, they have the exhaust, but here comes Peanut. And here comes Rich. Yeah, that guy's dead.
He missed
Even
his ult.
flashing. You can't get away from this guy. Poor support Gragas. Just going to go down. Make that a double.
In terms of the game state, because this is going to be the one that pushes you towards Soul Point.
Yeah.
And without contesting this, you give Nongshim all the freedom in the world. But I don't think you can contest this right now as Ferdibrion, so you're just going to try to get Rich Renat on to Hoya.
This is pretty interesting. That's a lot of damage that comes through on the ultimate, and Meganar's about to be hit, but here comes Peanut, as he does have some insane damage himself, and he just pops him like a balloon. First track on the mid lane, but at least Hoya is there. And Nongshim are kind of wrapping around. So now this is going to give an interesting flank path for Kellen. You can see he's trying to check for any other wards that might see him. He's not actually going to commit to it, as it looks like we're just heading into what should be a straight-up fight.
First one of the game, 5v5.
Yeah, a lot of damage being done here. Onto this dragon, looking to deny Peanut to get into that one, as that is a nice Gnar ultimate, but the damage is not quite there. Nice sleep to come out onto Peanut, though. They should take that dragon down, but they do not. And in the front line, Umpty just dies after his Zhonya's lava is going to follow up with the death. And this is just going to be that. That's going to be the Mounted Soul over to the side of Nongshim on top of the 2 kills.
And it'll be Baron as well. Valdez, they're going to walk right down the red carpet over to the Baron. And as Delight is like,
don't blame me.
What are you checking this for? Yeah, this is not where you want to be.
Peanut, the jungler, while the Baron is being taken, is here just taking names instead. And he can do that, just because that's the position we're in this game.
I think it was reasonably assumed the Baron was being done, but he decides to take a little peek. Too bad he didn't have binoculars to check from long distance.
Yeah, they should sell that as an item. Oh wait, they do. Blue Trinket. Umpty is going to get this nice leap down. Peanut not going to overstep his bound. They should be able to buy themselves a spot into the playoffs in this manner. As Peanut is on the hunt.
Yeah, no Zhonya's here. Peanut does have collateral damage.
Oh boy.
There it is.
He's literally hunting.
He's just going to catch this this wave and pull it in.
Oh,
there you go.
Scat of the week here on the lava, and he is just dead. And that's been many times now in this game that Bay has took his life down. And, well, just going to push all the inhibitors here. Potentially get the tutorial victory. Nice play, actually, from Delight. Is going to take down Bay. It almost feels like he's accelerating the doom of Bro in this game, as tons of damage comes out from this Graves. As you mentioned, always a treat to watch his Graves, as Duckdom is going to take down the remaining members here. Peanut desperately trying to take the kill away. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? It's Dukdom. He picks it up. Triple kill for them, and we have our 6th place team in the playoffs. It will be Nongshim Red Force as they take down the 2-0 here tonight against Fred at Brion and secure their spot.
How he said it there. And I don't think that's because they're not excited. I think it was just because the series was just such a wash. You know, Fred at Brion almost no impact in either game, and it just felt like they were sitting back and waiting for it to be over. And it didn't feel like Nongshim did earn it throughout the season. They took a 2-0, and that is what they needed to do to earn playoffs. But it didn't feel like it was a hard-fought battle where they snatched playoffs away